Hello again, Lobo fans. We come to you from the Lobo Lounge. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy. My guest is Ben Dunbar, the men's tennis coach for UNM. Ben, what's going on, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Just like everyone, just trying to make the most of this situation and try and keep the guys on track. And yeah, we're doing good over in men's tennis for sure.
Speaking of trying, what has been the most trying part of it that you've encountered over this past now almost 2 months?
Yeah, so I would say probably that we have a team from all over the world. So getting guys back to where they're from, allowing them to kind of feel safe wherever they're at. We had a few guys that kind of stuck around trying to see where they could get to and how they could get home. And we've pretty much got everyone home safe now. We have one guy that's in Miami who's from Venezuela who can't get into Venezuela. So he's just kind of waiting with his uncle in Miami, which we're super grateful that obviously his uncle has taken him in during this time and is looking after him. But yeah, I would say probably just making sure that the guys are all safe. I mean, that's priority number one with anything that we do, is to make sure that they're doing good and that they're in good headspaces and that they're feeling like they're being taken care of by us and by the school. And so, yeah, I mean, we've just been trying to get on as many Zoom calls and speak to the guys as much as possible and have as much of a positive influence at this time. But with the idea that things are obviously very different than they've been in the past. And during this time, we would probably be having end of season banquets and that kind of stuff. Obviously, we're not able to do that. So just kind of really adapting to the situation. But I also think that, I mean, you can spin that as a negative if you want, but there's also a lot of positives that are coming from this time as well. Guys are problem solving. Guys are figuring out school. They're really putting their priorities in the right place of student athlete. And so I would say it's been challenging in certain ways, but it's also been eye-opening to know how resilient my guys are in situations like this and actually see them bounce back in a place different than the tennis court. So it's been kind of good to see.
Well, you have such an impressive group, and it also sounds like you're keeping them connected too in this difficult time. Frontline Lobos, hashtag Frontline Lobos. I know you participated. I wanted you to share that with the fans, but in terms of Frontline Lobos, you have a very unique perspective on that because very recently you became a father for the first time, and you and your wife are celebrating, having a child in your home, but her situation with work, she finished her maternity leave and she went back to work, but it wasn't just any work that she went back to. And I wanted you to share that with the fans as well.
Yeah, she's a charge nurse in the medical intensive care unit, which is the COVID unit at UNM, and just an amazing person, obviously. And we were always planning on her being off for 6 months with maternity leave. And 6 months came to an end and we're in the middle of a pandemic. And we kind of talked a little bit about like, maybe it's not the best time to go back to work. But I mean, I really can't relate to a nurse's attitude, which was, I mean, she said to me, look, I would feel like I'm letting people down if I don't go back to work. There's a lot of sick people that need care right now. They're on her floor. And yeah, like I said, she's a charge nurse. So she's looking after the nurses that are working. If something happens in a room, she has to PPE up and go into the room with her nurse and help with treatment. At UNM, I think they're doing a great job of taking care of them. And I think they feel from programs like Frontline Healthcare, or I think they feel supported by our community, which is probably the biggest thing that goes along with that initiative. I was very happy. I actually went to the hospital on Friday. WEX were the company that were meeting me there to donate food, so thank you to them. Two Boys Donuts as well gave donuts. And the food on that day went to TSI, which is a trauma surgical ICU, which is actually not even the floor that my wife works on, but they're all in the ICUs are all in very similar situations at UNM right now. But I mean, I just think amazing. I think they feel taken care of. I think they feel the support. I think they feel the love. And I think that's something that's pretty incredible during this time, and something that they definitely obviously deserve to feel. I have a sister-in-law as well that works on NSI, which is a neuroscience ICU. And so really the ICUs are very, very, very close to my heart. And I'm so impressed with both of them. Like I said in my Twitter post that I made last week, but they both run towards the fire at this time. And I really find it hard to kind of relate to that kind of thought process. I mean, I'm a tennis coach, really, in the whole scheme of things. It's not life and death. It's not dangerous for me to go to work. It's not, I mean, I'm providing a service to 9 guys. I love my job. I love everything that I do, but let's be honest. I mean, the nurses, the people who are on the front line right now, they're the true heroes.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Ben. And, you know, you are part of it, though, and you're a support system for her. And every day when she leaves to go to work is another dangerous day. And it's incredible.
Yeah.
Please give her, you know, our thanks and our love. There you go.
I'm playing Daddy Daycare too. So this is Olivia. So to introduce everyone, this is Olivia, but she's taking a nap right now. So actually the timing was perfect. But yeah, I'm playing Daddy Daycare 3 days a week, and obviously because we can work from home right now, I'm able to still do all my calls and do everything that I've got to do. From even like there's coaches calls for the Mountain West right now. There's coaches calls for coaching leadership like just in college tennis. So I'm kind of able to get on all those calls, and I actually feel pretty fortunate to be able to have this time with Livy too, and obviously get to know her at a time where maybe I wouldn't be able to be home so much. So I think in some ways it's a blessing, but absolutely Beth being at work and being kind of a little anxious that she's in a dangerous place, but she seems, like I said, she seems to be pretty strong through this, and I'm so grateful for obviously her commitment to helping people and her attitude towards kind of this whole ordeal, really.
Well, God bless you and Beth and Olivia, and thanks for being with us in the Lobo Lounge. And you guys stay safe and healthy, and keep those tennis players engaged through finals week here. Yeah. And I hope to see you and your team back on the court really soon.
Thanks, Robert.
Ben Dunbar, men's tennis coach at the University of New Mexico. That's it for today in the Lobo Lounge. So long, everybody, and go Lobos.